Specialist day here at Colorado during preseason camp, their 12th preseason practice. We talked to Michael Pollock, the special teams coordinator. We talked to Alejandro Mata, Damon Greaves, and as well as Quentin Gibson, a true freshman receiver who's expected to be a big part of the return game. Our first time talking with Q.
Yeah, is it the first true freshman we've talked to? I can't remember. It might be.
Well, when Omarion Miller had that big game against USC when he was a freshman, I remember we talked to him, but it's pretty rare because usually Coach Prime is sending guys to the podium that are a little bit more established players, but that tells you what you need to know about what Quentin Gibson has done here through 12 practices.
And obviously last year we got Jordan Seaton, Draylon Miller, so we got guys that I don't know if it's the first one from this class or not, but Quentin Gibson, he's gonna have a role on this team. He's in line to be a punt returner, kick returner. Coach Pollock was very guarded in saying he's going to be the guy, but saying, look, that's a Coach Prime call. We'll see when he's ready. It's a lot different when you get out under the lights and all that. But he's certainly got confidence, and they like what he's doing back there. He's got speed. He's got shiftiness. And he's heard the LeJohntay Wester comparisons. If he can be like LeJohntay Wester even this year, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, was the Max Preps National Player of the Year last year. Didn't have a ton of Power 4 offers, though, and I think you would have to say it's the size, and that's partly why LeJohntay Wester had to go to USF initially, right? Before he got his big FAU before his big opportunity here. So, this is a guy that is going to be kind of a spark plug for them on return in the return game. But I understand why you wouldn't want to just anoint him because there's too many other good athletes that if – sometimes returners can make a mistake here or there, and that leash might be pretty short.
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Pollock mentioned DeKalen Taylor, Draylon Miller, and Isaiah Harge. I mean, those are all now veteran guys that they've done it too, and so they might feel more comfortable in a big spot having Isaiah Harge back there, for example. So we'll see, but clearly there's talent. There's probably other guys as well. If you go through this roster, they've got experience doing it in high school. A lot of those guys do it in high school, and so I'm sure there's a lot of return talent, but it sounds like they've narrowed in on those four guys as kind of the main guys.
In the future, I'd keep an eye on Quanell X-Farrakhan Jr. as well. There was a game where he returned 4 kicks in one game. It was making you wonder why they were continuing to kick to him, but I was pretty impressed with what he did there as well as a returner. Alejandro Mata said that he was pushed when he saw Buck Buchanan make that long field goal in the spring game. How long was that?
That's 60 yards.
60 yards. Yeah. But it would have been good from longer, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's got a leg on him, that's for sure. He was pushed by that. He's talked about how his range is much further than it was before. I think Neely asked him about hitting a 55-yarder, and so he's up to that range. But Coach Pollock also mentioned to us, yes, go ahead and strengthen your leg, but make sure you don't lose what you're really good at, which is that consistency. And they need Mata to be money 45 in. That's kind of what they need him to be. If he can go beyond that, that's great. But I don't think they're going to try a whole lot from beyond that anyway, and you got Buchanan for that. Elliot Arnold's another one that Coach Pollock mentioned with a big leg. So
and Stojanovic as well.
Stojanovic as well. So it's Mata's mark right now is just be money 45 in.
Yeah, and it sounds like he has been during preseason camp. Is it true that he said that he only missed 2 field goals all preseason camp? We're 12 practices in. That's pretty good.
That's what Pollock said, and he said that includes the times where it's just rapid fire field goals for like 10 minutes, and guys, it's not teamwork. It's just go for 10 minutes. Let's kick field goals. And so he's still only missed 2 all preseason camp. And so if that's the case, we know Mata's got ice water in the veins, right? And so yes,
you can't ice what's already been iced.
Right. And look, he has missed a couple times. Mata don't miss. That's the slogan. He's missed a couple times, but not a lot. He's pretty money, and so that's one that if they've got a 40-yard field goal, I'm almost writing 3 points down.
Yeah. And Michael Pollock said that they're charting everything. So, it's going to be Coach Prime's call at the end of the day, but he's damn. Is it a real bee this time? Or?
No, it was a fly. It was a big fly.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yes, they're charting everything. And so they're going to have a good idea of if Buck Buchanan from a certain hash mark is maybe better than Mata. But again, the shorter distance, I think it's going to be pretty standard. It's going to be a certain distance. Beyond that, it's going to be Buck Buchanan. If it's less than that, Alejandro Mata. If he can make a 55-yarder and he's being as consistent as we're hearing, Could that range go up to 50 yards for Alejandro, you think?
Yeah, I think it probably could, and the situation again could dictate it. I mean, if it's a tight situation, maybe you feel better with Buck Buchanan going out there. If it's a situation where they're up 3 scores and it's late in the game, yeah, Mata, go try that 55-yarder, see if you can make it, gain some confidence with it. So I don't know what the situation will be, but I would agree with you that it's probably, if it's beyond 50, I would expect to see Buck Buchanan trot out there.
Mark Vassett was watching today's media scrums with the specialists, and he even asked Alejandro Mata to rank his holders. He's holding down the number 1 spot still, even though he's off to the Canadian Football League. But as Michael Pollock pointed out, it just shows you the special connection that those guys have, that Mark Vassett gets 1 week off and he's back in Boulder.
Yeah, and he's he's close with new mate, Damon Greaves, both from Australia, so they're good friends, and so it makes sense that he would come down here for that. But yeah, he's got a connection. Obviously, he was hugging a lot of people, staff members, Coach Prime, a lot of staff members, and he was well loved around here. And he's a good guy. He's doing well in the Canadian Football League, and so I'm always glad to see Mark Vassett.
Kind of a cool story with Greaves that he was an Australian rules football professional player. And so, as he pointed out, he doesn't want to have to do a whole lot covering after he punts, because he wants his guys to get down there and get him down before he can get down there. But he's a football player. Right. You even see it in the strength and conditioning stuff in the summer. He's got some wheels to him.
Yeah, he's got that look too. Like he doesn't look like he'd shy away from a hit if he had to do it. He said that it's kind of weird running down with pads and a helmet, but he'll do it if he has to. But his thing is, if he can be consistent and be as good as Mark Vassett was last year, the Buffs have got a good punter on their hands. And one thing I asked him was, Mark Vassett was very good at pinning opponents inside the 10, right? And because he was good at those directional punts and knew how to land them so they would go out sideways. And Mark told me that that's just kind of what we grew up doing. Greaves said the same thing. That is what we know. He goes, look, you guys grew up throwing the football, we kicked it. So they know, he knows what he's doing with the ball. And so and Pollock said it too. He said he's really good at putting it where I want him to put it.
Okay. Well, before the bee or the fly or whatever it is attacks me anymore, we'll sign off. We'll be back on Thursday with more analysis.